You just want to see your limits. You just want to know how far you can go and have no regrets. That's all I wanted to do. I wanted to push myself to the maximum. The very first thing that I wanted to do was to please my dad. I think like every other kid, you know, I just wanted him to be proud of me. Anything, if it was a pass, if he was telling me, "Oh, nice pass," I was like, "Wow, I thought I scored like an amazing goal or something," you know. And my dad was the first guy to introduce me to the game, and that was my first thing. Yeah. He never, you know, made it as a professional, but he would have been a Martin Kieran type of player. So I wasn't that type of guy, you know. So sometimes he couldn't understand why I wasn't aggressive enough. He always wanted more. If I scored 4 goals when I was young, he wanted 5. If I scored 5, he would have never been happy because he wasn't 6. And I won't even tell you if I didn't score. It was never enough. And that's why I grew up like this, and that's why I was, you know, people always used to have a go at me when I was kind of moody after my goals. But when I used to miss a goal, that was maybe a sitter or a goal that I should have scored, and then maybe 5 minutes after scoring a goal that was like way more difficult to score, I used to be upset, celebrating, because I used to think, how did I miss the one before when I just scored this one? And that used to upset me. But that's just me, you know. That's the way I've been brought up, and you know, you can't take that out of you, and rightly so, because that may be the player I was. I was more playing like through patches, like 5 great minutes, and then suddenly you don't see me. I had that ability of maybe coming from the bench and changing the course of the game, because I wasn't thinking, I had no fear, so I wasn't thinking of, oh, I won't try this because maybe. No, I just wanted to go out there and try to impress everyone, but I wasn't consistent. Arsene saw me for the first time when I was 15. When I was 15, it was just like a week of training, so he must have seen me training, because he used to come and see the under 15, the under 16, the under 17, the reserve, whatever. That's typical Arsene.
I knew him when I was in Monaco. He was one of my youth team players, and I made him start in the professional team as a central striker. And that was the only game he got as a central striker ever. It was 17 or 17 in a few months, and since then he has always played on the flank. I signed him then because he had the pace, the physical power, the spirit, and I believe the potential to play central striker.
Well, I didn't have Arsene a lot at Monaco. Actually, he left. He made me start, and he left 4 games after. I had Jean Tigana. Him and some of the senior players were telling me, you know, you need to pace yourself, because I used to arrive on the field and for the first 20 minutes run at the guy maybe 60 times, and then obviously I was dead tired. I just wanted to impress and do well. But then after I started to get it.
Towards tlhery Henry, skips past one challenge, Henry, and what a way to score your first international goal. 20-year-old tlhery Henry makes his mark at his home World Cup. Barthez with a long ball forward. This is Henry, tlhery Henry, 3-0 France, and 3 now in the group stages for tlhery Henry.
I think the boss was pretty clever. You have to give him a lot of credit, because we were in a situation before the World Cup where we were getting hammered by the press, because they thought we were not even going to pass the first round. So maybe he said, let's drop a youngster there that has no fear and not being scared, and is going to go and just play. And that's what happened.
Allez le bleu, Paris erupts and the celebrations begin, not just here, but across the country. The greatest sporting achievement in French history. France are world champions.
Being able to win it, playing or not the final, or getting involved or less involved or more involved, that was just crazy. You're winning the World Cup. I don't care about not playing in the final, playing in the final. If I was more of an established player, that would have been another story. That's not the same thing. That is not the same thing. But as a youngster, that just came through. I had, what, 2 caps before that? You're telling me I'm going to leave the World Cup at the end of the game? Man, that was just too much. I arrived there, Lippi was the boss, and I just arrived. After the first two games, I was on the bench, which is you just arrived, then you got the sack, I think 3 games after. Then when Ancelotti arrived, I played every game. And the last 5 games were great games. Assists, goals, and everything. You can ask even the Juve fans. I said it so many times, but everybody says always, for lack of playing, he left. No, I didn't leave for lack of playing. I was playing, and I was playing well. If you ask the Juve fans, they still don't understand why I left. And I said to them also that make sure I go to Arsenal. Not any other business stuff, whatever.
Adams trying to get free at the near post. Berg got ahead to it. Vieira. Oh! It flew in!
To be honest, the guys, the likes of Patrick Vieira, Emmanuel Petit, and Nicolas Anelka made the club famous in France. I will be honest. Without them, we wouldn't have known too much about Arsenal Football Club, even though the first time I heard about Arsenal Football Club was because of Ian Wright.
Atherton, what's Grizovic doing? And Arsenal have been presented with another one. Ian Wright. Chaotic defending by Coventry.
My first FA Cup final was that I've seen, like really like that I could like understand, and that I've seen was Crystal Palace against United. So when Wright came on and changed the game, and I was kind of, oh, where is that guy that was playing for Palace? And then I saw that he was playing for Arsenal, and I was kind of following. Then I always wanted also to work again with Arsene. So that's what happened. Sometimes destiny is weird. After the game, that Juve game, end of the season, I went back to Paris, and who was on the plane? You can ask him. The boss was on the plane. And that's when I told him I would love to join Arsenal. And you know, after it, that's what happened. You don't arrive at Arsenal Football Club when you have the likes of Tony Adams and Martin Keown and Lee, Nigel, David Seaman, Ray Parlour. Before I arrived, those guys won the double. Some of them were part of the team that won that amazing league title in '89. Even though I arrived here as a world champion, I was nobody, and rightly so. I didn't do anything yet for Arsenal Football Club. I didn't do what I could do. I didn't win anything. So who was I to just, you know, do anything or act in a different way? I was just a follower at the beginning. Everybody had a lot of respect for Tony, for what he has done, what he has won here. Martin Keown was an example for me. stepping on the field, and he would have died for Arsenal. Once you arrive in the club and you see the likes of Lee Dixon, he couldn't even walk sometimes, but he was still going and give 100% for his club, and playing the way he was playing, the hard way. And for me, when I was seeing them performing and giving their all for their club, I was seeing it as an example to follow.
Thierry Henry, the latest addition to Arsene Wenger's French contingent, comes on for his first taste of English football.
You don't arrive somewhere just with your name and you impress the guys in the dressing room, especially those guys. You have to show them that you can fight for them and sometimes against them in training. And then they respect you.
When I first arrived here, all the time I used to read in the newspaper, yeah, he's the most expensive player for Arsenal and all this kind of thing, But for me, I just wanted to show for my partners, for my manager, Arsene Wenger, the boss. I wanted, and for the fans as well, I wanted to show I could play for Arsenal and I could do some really good thing for them.
When people think about my career at Arsenal, they always think that I arrived and I started to score goals and everything was nice. The boss was more than nice with me. The fans were as always, amazing with me. When I first arrived, I will always remember I had to fight to get in the team. I had to fight with Davor Schuker, Janko Kanu, Dennis Bergkamp, or Mark Overmars if I was going to play on the left. And coming after Nicolas Anelka. They're always going to compare us, French striker, Fran also, so and that wasn't an easy one. So it is a good reminder to say to some of the youngsters and some of the guys that you need to work hard to make your way, because the competition at Arsenal to play as a striker was crazy. You needed to perform.
Henry still looking to open his Arsenal account, and close there.
You don't doubt your ability. That's not me. So I was going through a phase also where the boss wanted me to play as a striker again. And I was kind of saying to myself, hang on a minute. I'm in a national team, I won the World Cup, being a winger. So I was like, am I kind of losing my time trying to relearn to play as a striker? That was more the thing. You kind of getting, it is frustrating. I felt kind of like I wasn't helping nobody there.
Adams coming further forward. Henry! Well, that is a fine first goal for Arsenal, for the young Frenchman.
And then that game against Derby where I scored 2 goals, and from that game, I never left the team again.
Overmars starting to go through the gears and picking out Henry!
I did forget that I had it. Because that's me all day long. The way I was playing at Arsenal, that's exactly the same way I was playing as a youngster. I forgot about goals. My mind wasn't set on goals. Because when you play as a winger, you're kind of like, you have to assist the game, you have to work and help the left back. So you're kind of like, oh, that's not my job to score. So you lose that killer instinct that I had when I was young. So that's why I had to relearn how if I can say, how to kill.
Henry! Thierry Henry scores for the 7th Premiership game in a row.
Ljungberg, now with Silvinho, plenty forward here for Arsenal. Neatly done by Silvinho, this is Thierry Henry! 1-0, 2 minutes before the break. Arsenal lead now by 2 goals on aggregate as Henry scores for the 8th consecutive time and Arsenal take a huge step towards the final in Copenhagen. In 1994, Arsenal walked off this pitch with the European Cup Winners' Cup in their hands. 6 years on, can the Gunners do the same with the UEFA Cup?
Finally, we reached the UEFA Cup final and we lost on penalty. We played against a team that were playing with 10 men and we couldn't find the back of the net. I'm still, like, mad about it, to be honest. That's how it is.
Turkish delight versus English despair. Arsenal are broken.
A year after, again, we were so far from Man United. And somehow we managed, not somehow, I think we deserve to go to the FA Cup final. And I don't know if in the history of the game, a team battering a team like we did that final. We actually outplayed, outrun, outmuscled Liverpool the whole game. That final should have been 10-0, 11-0, I go that far. I don't care if the Liverpool fans are upset with that one, but if you look at the game, first of all, Encho should have got sent off, red card, penalty, and it would have been game over. And it should have been game over even without the penalty and the sending off of Stefan Encho. We had so many chances. That game was a joke. But Michael Owen appeared in the last 5 minutes or 7 or whatever it was to score 2 goals and to win it for Liverpool. And yes, I was devastated. I will be honest. I came back home and I was like, how can you lose a game like this? Like, you know, it was so hard to take, really hard to take, even more so than the UEFA Cup final. I don't know why, but losing that FA Cup final was really hard to take. But I said to myself, next year, especially against Liverpool, that is why, especially when I used to play after against Liverpool, I had something special. And we come back stronger. And the game is so weird because first round of the FA Cup the year after, Arsenal-Liverpool. I was dying for that game.
Henry, neatly done. Van Bronckhorst, this is Thierry Henry. It's still Henry. Bergkamp, 1-0. Dennis Bergkamp scores for Arsenal. Payback is on for the Gunners, so cruelly beaten in the final by Liverpool last term. A terrific header.
I'm not making that Liverpool a personal thing, but every time I used to play against Liverpool, I used to think about the FA Cup final and make sure that they were going to suffer, not us, again.
Bridesmaids for the past 3 seasons in the Premier League title race, Arsenal get their first chance to maybe reverse that trend against their nemesis, the champions. Silvestre up against Lauren, who allows him through. Still Silvestre, Scholes! And Paul Scholes' first Premier League goal of the season gives Manchester United the lead.
They were dominating. They've been doing that for a very long time, to be honest, even before I arrived. I mean, Arsenal won it, Blackburn won it, but Man United has been more than dominating throughout the years. And the most annoying thing is they were winning it around April. You know, everybody knew it was kind of done. So it was kind of boring. It wasn't easy to take. But at the end of the day, you have to give them their credit, and they deserve to be where they were. And what we were thinking about is make sure that every year we were going to be a bit closer and match them.
Pires bearing down on the United defence. Kanu to his right. Ljungberg has beaten Barthez. What a riposte from Arsenal straight after half-time. Vieira to Cole. Finds Parler. The shot comes back off Ljungberg, and then Beckham calmly back to Barthez. His clearance is poor. Henry in here against Barthez. Oh, what a howler from the Frenchman. Vieira. Ball over the top, and Henry is in here, but Barthez will cover, or at least he should have done. And Thierry Henry has punished Barthez again. In the space of 5 minutes, he's literally handed Arsenal victory and gifted his fellow Frenchman Thierry Henry 2 goals he might otherwise have not scored.
One of the turning points of the season, because we just lost away in the Champions League, I think, and we play Manchester United at home, 1-0 down at half time, and there was where the season could go on down, or you could lift it up again, and that's where we had shown that strength that was consistent during the whole season, when you were really back to the wall every time the team responded, no matter who played. And that was a great comfort for me, and made me very optimistic, because we dominated quite Man United. Of course, Barthez made 2 mistakes, but I think overall it was all Arsenal, especially in the second half.
Arsenal grabbed the points, but there's no doubt he'll be grabbing the headlines, the villain and the victor. Arsenal 3, Manchester United 1.
You want to make your generation successful. I mean, there's nothing wrong there. You want to be part also of a successful side. Not, I had enough of hearing, 98, I was more than happy for Arsenal Football Club. I was more than happy for everybody involved with Arsenal, but I wanted to have mine. I wanted to be part of a squad, a winning squad, an Arsenal winning squad. At the end of the day, we can talk about